My name is Aaron Young. I'm 15 years old and I go to CBS Glen Road.
My name is Kieran Patton. I am 15 years old and I go to Hazelwood Integrated College.
My name is Autumn Glenn. I go to Girls Model and I do Ignite through Springboard.
Recently we had a session for homeless awareness. Two girls came in and told us what they experienced and their story of how they became homeless. I found out that there's over 20,000 young people who are homeless in Northern Ireland, and that's a really big number. Homeless doesn't mean that they could just live out in the streets, like around the corner or something.
There are different types of homeless people, such as people who live in hostels, temporary accommodation, and other things like homeless shelters, and I didn't know that they actually counted as true homeless people.
It means that they could live in damp, abandoned, or run-down places.
People just assume that homeless people are drug addicts or alcoholics, but in fact that's usually not the case.
A lot of homeless people have different types of appearances. They could just look like you or me.
A recent survey in 2016 shows that 70% of people are just 3 paychecks away from being homeless. A failing relationship, losing a job, or a tenancy coming to an end. There are so many reasons to why people end up living without a home.
After that job, then it kind of made me realise that I was affected by homelessness before. When I was 11, I had a circumstance happen to me which made me have to go to the housing executive with my dad. They offered me and my dad a hostel, but it isn't ideal to have a father and a child in a hostel because it wouldn't work. Luckily enough, there would happen to be a phone call that my dad received, and then I figured out that we were having a temporary flat.
I found out that there are a lot of organisations trying to help people get off the streets and get a home or a job. So that inspired me to go over to my local soup kitchen and help give back to the communities.
It's our way in raising awareness for the homeless community. What stood out to me the most, it's not just adults. This made me want to help and give back. People just judge without knowing why they're homeless, but I don't want to judge. I want to help and make one small difference to a homeless person's life. Out of all the communities we looked at, I thought that homelessness was the most overlooked.
Knowing that I'm going to help people who are homeless, it's just kind of a good thing that I can return, because I know that there's people who aren't as fortunate and there's people who don't get as lucky. Some people will need to get support. Like whenever I was in the temporary flat, we would have to go over to certain organisations and they would give us certain food to help us. I think it's good for young people to be informed about homelessness because it gives us more of an understanding, and obviously most young people wouldn't really go out of their way to figure it out. They'd just go to town and they'd see people on the streets. But if more people are aware about homelessness, they'll be more aware of the types of organisations that are able to help, and be able to just do a good thing is positive. It supports the idea of what Ignite is all about. And come together to raise awareness.